Lucia Gilbert listened as the two men in sherbet-colored suits spun their fairy tale. "I bathe her," said the father, leaning forward on the witness stand. "Put on diaper cream, feed her. She loves peaches. Honestly, my daughter is the best part of my day." "So you're an involved parent?" asked his lawyer, Rob Letson, syrup-voiced, as if he didn't know that over the past year the man had repeatedly left his 2-year-old daughter home alone. "I know every hair on her head," the father said. He was well packaged, Lucia would give him that. He did not fidget. His pale green suit set off his dark eyes, and his pleasant face was still untouched by his nighttime habits. He kept his hands out of sight, though, and Lucia wondered if Letson had finally noticed that his client's fingertips were like open wounds, chewed so ravenously that the nail beds were infected. Lucia spent a decent portion of her days reaching across one desk or another to shake a hand, sun-blotched, meaty, limp, veins bulging, nails glossy as buttons, and hands could tell you things. Netta Peterson nudged Lucia with a sharp elbow. "He's lying." Lucia patted her client's hand. Netta and her husband were both white-haired and crinkle-eyed. Their only flaws were Richard's lucky strikes and Netta's chattiness. "She hasn't touched peaches for months," Netta hissed. "When Bethany was alive, the man never did anything. He didn't even mow the yard or change a light bulb." "I know, Netta," Lucia whispered. At the front of the courtroom, Rob Letson scuffed one loafer along the wooden floor. "Your late wife's parents are accusing you of negligence. Do you believe they have any motivation other than the welfare of your daughter?" "We're accusing him of getting so loaded that we can't wake him up," Netta muttered, warm-breathed. She smelled of baby powder and possibly bacon. The baby crying in the crib, soaked through. Lucia patted her hand more firmly. "I believe," the father said, "that since they lost their daughter, my Bethany, they want to start over with their granddaughter. It's like, this is terrible to say, I know, they think they're owed a replacement." Netta jerked hard enough that her chair tipped slightly. Letson walked to his table, lifting a paper in a plastic sleeve. "Did your in-laws ever express that thought in writing?" Lucia had known he would try this. The nasty letter had no date and no envelope. It likely had been typed by the father himself. "I object, Your Honor," she said. "That document has not been authenticated." "Sustained," said Judge Mitchell, a petite man who looked even smaller in his robes. Rob dropped his arm, the letter slapping his thigh. "Mr. Thompson, have the Petersons ever attempted to keep your daughter from you?" "They threatened me." "How did they threaten you?" "I object," Lucia said. "At the risk of being repetitive, the document Mr. Letson is referencing has not been authenticated." The pleasant-faced father lifted a hand, brushing at one smooth lapel. She could see his gnawed fingers. "Sustained," said the judge. Letson walked over to Lucia's table and bent down, his gold watch catching the overhead lights. "Gilbert," he said, quietly enough that the judge couldn't hear, "you don't even know what the word authentication means." She let her eyes drift to his belt buckle. "Letson," she said, "your fly is unzipped."